So
Love that guy.
I want to start with another player that's missed a lot of time over the last couple of years, and that is Michael Thomas. Do you see him returning to form? Because last time we saw him play, he was the wide receiver one. Broke the league record for targets and receptions in a season. Was just incredible. And then now he's been out, injuries, amongst other things. I'm guessing, didn't like the coaching staff. I don't know. Well, I'm just making stuff up here.
Some
Let's
potential drama. Potential. Alleged.
Yes. So he's basically hasn't played for 2 seasons now. What are your expectations for Michael Thomas?
I don't have any. I have not a one expectation for Michael Thomas. And that isn't me trying to avoid the thing. It's just I don't know. I don't know what is in that dude's cabeza right now. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know if he's going to return. I don't know if it's a Will Fuller, ouch, my finger hurts, I'm going to be out for the rest of the year thing. It could be any of that. Or he could come back to 2020 version of himself for those few games he played, as you mentioned, where he was still crushing it. Yeah, that could happen. I think that's the version that's less likely, though. I think expecting return to form, even if he does play the entire season, is a little bit foolish, only because the Saints have never had competition for him. They've just never had real competition. Jared Cook was his biggest competition for a spell where he was a tight end. Otherwise, it's been these guys like Tre'Quan Smith. It's been Deontay Harris. It's been Marquez Callaway. And if you like any of those guys, I'm sorry, but they just aren't real competition compared to Chris Olave, who I do like a lot as a rookie coming in. I also really like Jarvis Landry for what Jarvis Landry does on the football field. I don't think he's going to be fantasy relevant, but him and Michael Thomas do eat into each other's roles a little bit. So I would slow my roll about Michael Thomas and expecting something big this year.
Yeah, I am expecting maybe a ceiling to be a mid-range wide receiver 2 at a ceiling.
I think that's fair. It's still very, very useful.
It's useful. I'm not quite sure how to feel about him either, but we know he has the talent. When someone's out for 2 years, it's kind of hard just to bet on them returning to any sort of form, especially early in the season. Like maybe by the second half of the year, we'll see him starting to get back to form and start, commanding all those targets and really being in game shape. I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I don't know how to feel about him, and I probably am just going to not draft him this year unless he falls ridiculous in the draft where it becomes a point where it's like, well, the risk is worth the reward here. I mean, so.
Do you want to play the ADP game with him here and just really give yourself a headache?
Yeah,
because we can do that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited. So Michael Thomas is going in full PPR drafts right now. Oh, this is kind of gross. Michael Thomas is wide receiver 29. That feels really high for me. Or is that right to you? Does that 29? Feel comfortable? Yeah, he's wide receiver 29. So he is sandwiched between Adam Thielen and Allen Robinson right now.
Which I would take both of them over him.
Same.
But I don't feel like that ADP is bad, though. If we just set his ceiling's a mid wide receiver 2.
So he can get a 10-spot bump, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I
guess.
That's not, it's not that I don't think he's overpriced necessarily. Like, I think it's a fair ADP, but I think there's probably guys I just would personally want around him, like you just said with Allen Robinson, Adam Thielen. I would take both of them over him in a heartbeat.
Here's a big one that's been out in the Twitter sphere for a little bit. Michael Thomas or Gabriel Davis?
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I think I actually would side with you on that one.
I'm not a Gabe Davis big believer.
Same.
Best ball, yes. Best ball.
Yeah.
Best ball, I love him on my team, but for redraft this year, no.
How about one more, and then we'll move on. Juju Smith-Schuster or Michael Thomas?
Oh, that's kind of a push. I mean,
because you don't know who the guy is in Casey?
Yeah, I mean, And the only time I guess if I had to choose one, I would probably do Michael Thomas because I think his ceiling's a bit higher. The only time we've seen Juju really do well is when he had Antonio Brown across from him.
Well, I think that's a little bit overstated, but I see what you're saying. That's obviously his peak.
Right.
But
I'm not
he has
saying
Travis
that we're
Kelce on the team now.
True.
For
You
that.
know, I wasn't saying that we were expecting, him to be a wide receiver one because, that year he was because, Antonio Brown was there. And I'm not saying that, well, Kelsey's there, so he's going to be a I'm not saying, I'm just saying, if we're looking for ceiling play, I think Michael Thomas has a higher ceiling
That's fair.
than Juju.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. I think logically I should go for Michael Thomas. I still lean towards Juju Smith-Schuster a bit because of the unknown and like, what if it's a mirage that MVS is having this good offseason and Juju is really the guy that is benefiting from it. Like, I would rather take that offensive piece as the wide receiver one in Kansas City, I think, than the wide receiver one in New Orleans right now. I don't know. It's tough.
It is. That's probably the toughest one there.